Alright guys, so today we are actually going to be talking about making a list for your CLEP, DSST, and AP exams and how this is actually extremely beneficial. What it basically does is it allows you to organize your thoughts so you don't have to keep going, oh, what do I have to take next? So what you're first going to want to do is you're going to have to make a list that kind of motivates you, which is what this is here. You're going to have all of your tests in one column, another for how many credit hours it takes, then the COCE, which I can get into in a second, whether or not you passed, and the score that you need to pass. Basically, you're going to want to find what your school is, all the tests that you can take to test out of it, and with that specifically, I want you to try to focus in on what they're looking for and what makes you happy. If there's things that you don't have to take, for example, say you hate science like myself, and you don't want to actually take science at all, what you're going to want to do is just cut science out completely. If you have to take it, then you have to take it, but I wouldn't recommend try to find things that you're interested in. So something that, I'm not super interested in marketing, but I did take marketing because it's not something that I hate either. It's just something that I kind of had to do. And so that makes it a lot more simple for you. You're going to want to do this basically to organize all of your thoughts. This is pretty much what mine was. I had to refilm it because my original is really, really scratched up. But yeah, so I'm trying to just basically show you what was mine and how it affected me specifically. So for the COCE, there are all these little boxes I'm making just so you can see it. I'm organizing it into three categories: elective, COCE, which is your core curriculum courses, so your first 2 year of like math, science, really just the stuff that you have to do that isn't focused on your degree at all. And that's represented with the check mark, the elective blank, and then the advanced courses, so what is specifically for my degree. So if I'm doing a psychology degree, any psychology courses that are more advanced than just Psychology 101 are marked with an X. What you're going to want to do is, this is more relevant to later on in the video. You're going to have to organize it into smaller categories, and what you're going to want to do specifically with that is you're going to want to mark 1 or 2 COCE and 2 electives and 1 advanced course every single time that you operate with the CLEP exams. So make it a checklist. The checklist here that you can see just makes it so you can organize your thoughts, and it kind of gives you some motivation, like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm checking things off all the time. Gives you a lot of hope. So this is the next part here. How I was mentioning before, what you want to do is you're going to want to mark off 5 different tests that you can possibly take. Some that are advanced, some that are elective, some that are core curriculum. You want to have a nice mix of the few, and do 5, and basically mark it by semester. So in this example here, I'm already pretending that I've already done the first semester of my freshman year, so you are 5 classes in, so in other words 15 credit hours, so you are now trying to get to your 30 credit hour point. Once you do these 5 tests, you are now at your 30 credit hour point, so you can go, I'm a sophomore. What you're going to want to do with these 5 tests, you want to say, I'm going to be done with these in 1.5 to 2 months. Don't go more at all. You can go a little bit less if you're feeling extremely confident, but I would recommend 1.5 to 2 months. That's probably a big key to this. So today I'm filming this, it's October 29th, and I'll say finish by New Year's, or you could finish by Christmas, or whatever. It's not really important. But what is important is just having a goal, and then each individual test you're going to mark, I'm going to finish this by this date, this date, this date, this date. And it doesn't have to be for sure by that date, but I would recommend trying to get your mind around the concept that that's happening. Now, don't worry if, say, for example, you don't pass one, you can't take it right away again, but just fill it with a different one. Take a different test right then, and then you can pass that without a problem. I really hope this helped you guys. I hope there's anything else I can do for you with making this a little bit easier. Just let me know in the comments. I hope this helped. I will see you all very soon. I'm going to take a little minute here just to talk about my book real quick. My book is the One Year Diploma. I'll put a link in the description. It is on Amazon. I mentioned it in a bunch of videos, but I'm going to put a little more time into it right now. The book is completely dedicated to helping fix this issue for anybody out there. Now, this channel is dedicated to that as well, and this is an absolutely free source for you guys. And I'm doing this on my own time and just giving it out there. But this book, I put a lot of time and effort in. I put actually more effort into the book than I have into this channel so far. Now, my book goes over things I don't typically talk about in this. It talks about what the college debt issue really is, and it goes into the specifics of that and why CLEP is such a beneficial thing. It gives you other sources as well, not just CLEP. It talks about DSST in there. It talks about Straighter Line and other sources like that. So if you are interested in that, it really helps me out because I do this absolutely for free. I don't have a big enough following and anything like that right now to be making an income from YouTube. So I have to be waiting that out until I actually can make more money from it. But at the moment, it would be great if you guys would like to go and get my book, or if you can't do that, maybe just write a review or something like that. I left the description down below. And one more public service announcement here as well. I would recommend telling anybody that you know about CLEPs. And I don't mean about my channel, I don't mean about my book, I mean about CLEPs. The US government currently is requiring about $1.3 trillion US dollars of loan debt. That is how bad the situation has actually become. People cannot afford college anymore when it's costing upwards of $120,000 just for the tuition to go to any random school, pretty much. So we have to come up with a more viable solution, and it's not just get scholarships because it's not guaranteed to work out. But with CLEPs, you have this ability. So I would recommend telling anybody about CLEPs that you possibly can. If that includes sharing my videos, which it should, it's going to benefit a ton of people. It'll benefit me as well, which is great. But I think in general, there is a big benefit to talking about this. It's so interesting too, because a lot of people have talked to me about this. It's amazing that nobody ever mentions CLEP tests to anybody as if it's this thing that doesn't even exist. So if you can, go and mention this to people, mention this to your friends. People trust their friends more than anybody else. And let's try to spread this throughout the entire country. Make colleges start lowering their prices. If they get enough students leaving college just because they can test out of it, they're going to start dropping their prices like crazy because now they have to. It's either that or people can go test out of the school. I think it'll help a lot of things out there, and I think just telling anybody about that, if you want to share any of these videos on your Facebook page or any social media or anything like that, just mention to people that you know about CLEP tests and how they can help. Be absolutely wonderful. As always, if you could, guys, like and subscribe, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you.